Baga bashana. Omosotu ne? Oha.
Oh, so that's why Renali Kadiwa. Because I gave you a mkhonto. I gave you mkhonto.
When are we going to be mistaken for something?
What do you think about them anyways?
But we are celebrating.
What do you think about them?
I don't know, nothing.
Heritage. I'm asking you actually.
I was talking about them on my way here.
Let's leave the heritage of politics. You know, Jack gets angry when you talk politics.
You should stop eating on the show. Let's start there.
I'm having a nougat bar.
What?
French heritage. Nougat. Baby, Jack.
I've never been able to eat that thing, eh?
It's the
Talking
best.
to you, nigga.
So anyway, happy Heritage Day to everyone.
Yes.
How was your weekend in the middle of the week? Do you boys have fun?
Should have been it's a long weekend. Amper long weekend. Did you take a long weekend?
No. No such luck, I wish.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
I'm off and then I have to go back to work. So
It's one of those.
it's one of those.
Yeah, but these holidays. You know what they should do? If the holiday falls anything Tuesday, Friday, or Thursday, between Thursday and Tuesday, long weekend, standard.
So basically,
Standard.
only on Wednesday.
If it falls on Wednesday, okay, it's funny, but
So what's one?
but I did Thursday, Tuesday. And the fact of the matter is this: whoever went to work on Monday was there to clock. Hey, Sanbonani. Yeah. The boss was like, all right, I'm funding.
We are,
Anyways.
right?
Yeah.
Okay. So what does wena for you? What does, just quickly, 1 second, what does heritage mean?
It's actually, that's a loaded question. Start with the guy that's intelligent.
Okay, let me say this. What does the heritage holiday mean to you? Because now I'll start with myself. It doesn't mean jack. Because I'm just going to freaking sleep the whole day.
It's Pride Day for you.
Understand? Like this one here, I'm going to work tomorrow. So what's one? It's
Same-ish, different day.
different day, you know?
When?
Not celebrating our heritage, guys.
But what was it
Who we
before?
are, you
I
know?
think I liked the holiday before. What was it before?
Was it ever something else, Jack? Do you know?
Just Google.
No, I don't know.
It was something else that meant something, and I think it's just made to heritage to accommodate everyone. But it was something. I think it was a massacre. Wasn't it the massacre? The Sharpeville massacre?
No, man.
No.
When was that?
Human Rights Day.
That's human rights.
Which was which day?
21st of March.
Nele Shaka Day.
Shaka.
Who I'm fat.
Was it Shaka Day? Wasn't Shaka Day the 26th of August?
Shaka Day, September 24.
26th of December is Dingan's
Dingan.
Yeah.
You see,
September 24 was previously known as Shaka Day, the holiday that honored Shaka, a famous Zulu king. And then after the apartheid era ended, it was changed.
I suppose I figured people that were wearing hats like you didn't like that idea.
No, I don't. That's why I'm saying.
I'm saying that, you see, I knew that the holiday meant something, but they're like, Shaka. Someone's like, Shaka, guys, Shaka, and then Kwazam and stuff. But Mkonto, that's a heritage. That meant something, actually. Now, I'm not talking for the party or anything, but Mkonto and Istebe and Mkonto mean something. That's how they defended each other. That's how they fought off rivalries. That's how a lot of people ran up to a mountain and started throwing shit because of just a simple Mkonto.
Jack, you should know. Baby, it's a Mkonto.
Eh?
In a quarter.
Oh, hey,
So
that's
that's South
something
African
else.
heritage food, quarter. But now I don't want to use
Bunny
the
chow.
other.
I think it was Indian.
No, it's not a bunny chow.
A quarter.
Quarter.
They're
Bunny chow
different.
is different.
I think
Even the way they're made is
yeah,
different.
Even the
didn't
way-
it come from a bunny chow?
I don't know. But when Mkonto, man,
would
I
actually
don't
like to
want to
know that.
use this word because
Viana.
it will sound encouraging. Machanga divorce. Why it's like
This guy, 2 weeks ago, he talked about, he said these guys on the bus say what? Bom, 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 dun, dun, bom. He now is talking about Machanga divorce.
to Mar Viana, like dude.
I don't know.
Mar why it's like take you
Back it's a
When
Viana.
that was a loopy.
Loopy.
Yes.
Okay. Na neketse ba ele vorse and then when I came to stay in Joburg, ha ke dula Kagiso, ba e bitsa Mkonto.
Mara bua ka ntho like that garlic kare ke palone nyane.
Mara e red, ising white liver.
Ke lupi ya.
Okay, anyway, let's talk
So-
about cousin liver.
So I suppose, what is heritage to me? Hey, dude, heritage is something that you. Is it something that you? What does heritage mean actually? Is it something you inherit? Is it stuff you practice over and over? Is it? You can change your heritage, most, isn't it?
Can you?
can.
You
just like your culture evolves.
Culture is a different thing than heritage, isn't it?
So,
But is it okay? Is it not all a part of it? A heritage, something that you carry with you generationally through time as a people, as
Look, if on the
and
16th,
it's the way you do things, which is what culture is.
look at home when the 25th we'd go home, my mom would cook gammon. Is that heritage?
So this
Every
is
year
what
for the
Cambridge
next.
says, Cambridge Dictionary. It's the history, traditions, practices. So you are right.
The way of
It's
life.
the
Culture.
history, traditions,
And
and
practices.
practices.
But
So
culture?
you cook gammon. That
Is what you are.
So, etc. Right, of a particular country, society, or company that exists from the past and continue to be important.
So there's something called the car heritage then.
okay,
Yeah,
definitely.
there's something
So
called car heritage.
we went out and got.
Because I was worried about it. Sorry to disturb. I was worried with car heritage, but culture could get into.
Eish,
You know. So now we've clarified it. I'm happy.
Asipere ya Basotho.
So we went out and had a couple of people
Let's
each. Had those videos. You guys will see the videos. I got two people to talk about heritage, Yadikolo, and what they mean to them.
Hey, salute everyone. This is Mike Soba. So we're talking heritage and cars, right? The car that I guess would be intertwined with my heritage would be a Ford. I think it's a Ford Cortina. Yeah. But just the brand Ford for me, you know. For years, man, it's just proved to be reliable. Besides the fact that we had the Ford at home, but I then just grew to like the car, to rely on the car, and even now I have one of their cars, you know. So yeah, it's a Ford for me, you know. Makes sense, man. For a long time, I actually even used to think that Ford is a South African car. Yeah.
Yeah, oi fele kanjani amnandi emompi jam the car that brings a lot from my childhood called 4R32 ngiyazi lezi manyathele bekangahambe ngayo maka besibizo lezi manyathele kasi what a beautiful car, what a wonderful car. The sunroof, the alloy wheels, the speed, the sound. No, lela call for balance. I jumping jump. So for me, that's the car that will always be closest to my heart. A call for R32 Leslie Manyatel. Dango.
Okay, this is not the most sought after in terms of pricing, bells and whistles, horsepower, what, yabo? This is like a very modest, steadfast, reliable, good-looking car in a very nice, conservative way, you know? And just also, there's always touches to move with the times. Drums, please. The Corolla. It's the Toyota Corolla, man. I drove a Toyota Corolla for like almost 15 years, 14 years. You know, very reliable piece of work. It's a 99 model. It was a 1.6. This is the version that's after the Rounder. The Toyota Rounder in township or Lokshin or Kasi slang. It's called the Rounder.
So you guys, please, if you want to feature on this show, in any way, please, Skatsaba, send us a message. Tuso doesn't bite, as you've seen. Dalinda, he'll probably bite.
Yes. My teeth are straight.
Yeah.
Ke kgona ho loma. Ha.
So, and
Ha e
yeah.
se dikepe.
So,
I'm
please,
teasing
guys,
someone.
let's do that, ne?
Once
So,
again, ne?
as we were saying, we asked the guys to do the video for us about heritage at Koloi. So, guys, if you do have any, please don't mind sending us.
Yeah, we'll put them on our
put them
social.
on the show and on the socials. You can go on to the X. You'll find us on thatcar_za. You'll find us the same handle. Do they call it a handle?
Yes.
Find us
Instagram.
same handle ne? On Instagram as well.
And
as
YouTube
well as TikTok and on YouTube. All right. So, batho re kopile ba etse di video. People will see them. Now I want you, my friend, to tell me what car.
Can I interrupt you
Yeah.
for a second? What I'm saying is people should talk about, I think people should talk about a car and heritage of that car, Kokasi, where they're from. Even now, I suppose our kids' heritage cars are going to talk about electric cars. How boring is that? Yeah, but talk about whatever car you like, I suppose. Yeah,
Yeah.
like that is part of your heritage. It's part of your Kasi heritage. Part of your, if you live in the suburb, part of your suburb heritage.
Yeah.
And then what was...
Yeah, look, for me, it's cars that were definitely popular when I was growing up, Kokasi, and a young man, little boy, really, who loved cars. And, geez, I had a bit of a headache trying to select one. I just went with this one. In 1987, Toyota Corolla Conquest RSI.
Shwapha.
And a lot of these cars have nicknames, Kokasi. This one has, I've heard, been called Aini because of how flat it is. Aini.
Yeah.
And then Shwapha. for
Yeah,
obvious reasons
yeah.
as well.
Obviously,
Yeah.
yeah.
But the weirdest one, I think, was from Togoza. But Ndwenga. Ndwenga.
What does that mean?
I don't know. I have no
I
clue.
don't know what Ndwenga means.
It sounds like someone just came up with a name in Geo.
It's Ndwenga. And then it's
Ndwenga.
stuck.
I'm pretty sure it means
And it's
shop.
stuck.
I'm pretty sure. Ntombazane le Ndwenga. I'm pretty sure.
But this thing, twin cam 16 double overhead cam, special car. When GTI, the 1.8 GTI, the 1.8 Super Boss, or the Boss rather.
So, remember what they used to
Super
call
Boss
it?
was a 2 liter. Eh?
Remember what they used to call it? Super Boss. Super Bitch.
Super bitch.
In Velcom. No,
yeah,
Super Bitch. Remember we used to call it Super Bitch?
No, don't.
I would be deaf teeth,
No, so
okay?
when
It was called the Super Bitch.
When those guys were ripping up the circuits, the race tracks rather, they didn't see the Toyota coming. It's funny, the figures we talk about these days, but this thing had 86 kilowatts, 136 Newton meters of torque. That's like nothing.
But I'm sure it was
with
light
a
as
weight
hell.
like 950, I think it was. And it was doing 0 to 100 9.3. But in those days, that was
That was
fairly
fast.
quick.
That's
you
very
know?
fast.
But Kokasi, this thing, man, at least for me, drove me
I
crazy.
know those
No,
things.
but
I know
mean,
those things.
If something like that rolled up in the hood,
Dude.
hey, negehlanya, man.
With those red seat belts.
Yes.
And the seats that dance under the red X, and some of them
man.
had blue.
Yeah, no.
And then
Beautiful car.
it's standard. I
Serious
used to like it
nostalgia.
standard. What would happen is that, but don't feel like a 1.3. Abakinya exhaust pipe and that car doesn't move, but that thing looked you.
Yeah.
But the original one with those white.
Yeah, with the color coded wheel caps that went with the
Wheel
car.
caps. Nana wheel caps.
Toyota didn't play around, eh?
But it was responding again. It had to respond.
It had to respond,
No lip line. There was a GTI.
Oh, it has the battle always
It was
been
always,
there.
there was a
Hey,
GTI.
GTI is always in the middle of...
I guess GTI in the
Of the
80s came up
town,
with, in the 70s came up with the GTI. Another story which will actually go into the GTI. Came out and it was selling. It was a hot hatch, and hot hatches clearly made everyone go crazy. And then Toyota had to respond. And I think it was quite, have you seen the headrest? Because
I wanna sit
Those
here.
those
seats.
seats.
My man.
Ricaros, I suppose, 1980s
They look
Ricaros.
like
They look
Ricaros.
Ricaros. And then the safety bells.
Yes,
the
the red
extra- But
safety.
Baba Sinyaka will cap.
But it was the thing
It
at
was
the
a
time.
thing. But golf had a rim.
Sure.
Yeah, Spider King.
Yes,
So what
Octopus.
was the battle? Who was battling each other? Was it Dwayne RSI?
Everyone sort of had one.
GTI?
There was
And
a super.
in that
There
There was a
time,
super.
boss.
The BMS was also in it. That's how the IS also came.
Yes.
into
Okay.
The race.
Okay, the IS was
Everyone
there
sort
as
of
well.
brought out.
But when
L.
this thing came, it kicked all of them. Yeah.
But it's the same race now. Depends who comes out last. If you come out last, if a M3 comes out first, it's gonna beat everything that was
And
previous.
then everyone
Then
will up
RS will
the
come and
game.
beat it. Then Merck will come and if Merck comes first, it's always the case. So I think these things are very good for
Do you have a story around the car? Maybe ukile wa palama or
No, I have. I
want you to tell the story.
I don't know if it's a funny part.
It doesn't have to be funny.
I want
It
you
has to be
tell the
heritage full.
story. Ke a bona no batla o se avoid.
What's up, boy?
Tell
Well,
the
that's
story.
No, man. There's someone I know who dated someone close to me. I won't mention who.
Let's not mention names.
And we were all young, and the person that he was dating was older than us. And kita woman, I would in a spinal sister luck. And but out here,
Yeah, because I don't think anyone who got a job as a bank teller bought that
No,
car.
understand? He had this thing, he had done things to it, but with the car having been fettled with a lot, like kana ko charting, we would know he's here. Because I could say even ink, but there's always something loose.
They're always
Oh, the Sandu in Pakistani last episode. Hi, can I kill it?
He's here. He doesn't even have to shut the hooter.
Hi, ma. Kill it. Hi, kill it.
and it's sharp, cool.
I was necessarily means like kill it, but
Selesele.
but till this day, I tell you. O travel taxi no no tsamisa bana ba skele kopana ku funeraleng ba hirile one of the quantums. Hey,
Hey, kill it. You say kill it.
It was finished, man. Yeah, so that's my little heritage story with Dendwenga. This is
Dwenga.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
So what's yours, bitch?
Nah, you know, me and Kaz, we are not, but I think
Oh God, yes.
my
It makes
heritage
sense.
car, ne? Toyota Cressida, so I'm also going with the Japanese. Kana kotseo, ne? For me, if I have
What's
to
in
go back,
the
work, Cressida, and I just know that term. like
0.8,
Cressida.
2.8.
Mara, ho no na le stroke 6.
Stock 6,
ho na le
2.8,
0.8,
ho na le 3
liter. I think you guys would know the specs it's a thing more than me, ne? But for me it's just ha ke hopola khale na ke hopola heritage ne rena le yona dladleng. That's the car
blue.
e ke ithutileng go
Which one?
drive
2.8, 2.4.
2.4. Nile ma teacher yo.
I know.
Never specialize. O ma teacher ka never. Hello. O teacher 2.4. Rena le blue, rena le white. Le velvet ka hare. Every single teacher I knew had that.
That for me,
With the clock. With the clock, yeah.
You understand? And then this distinctive mudumo. You know,
I remember that
and then
Hitara. You know what I
understand? So that's my car, Cressida Mare. I think now Nekishebile Malobanyana, there's a 1986 3 liter. I think 3 years ago it was going for 1.1 million.
Why?
I did see that.
Did you see it?
I think
It's a KK classic, and it wasn't even tampered with.
no.
Right?
I think you saw something, but that was an interesting fact that I was going to tell you about.
So then Honale, I think the nice history the country kaofela got this car. Ka 91 Hamzala Nazwa.
Mandela. That car that you're talking about, the 1986 2.4 GLE. When I saw this, I thought maybe I thought 3 liter. 2.4 GLE.
Was it
sold
not even a 3
for
liter?
It was Yahenu. 1.6 million. It had 102,000 kilometers on it because Mandela was in it.
No, Mari.
It's the one that released Mandela.
No, but Ewe no Buankam is not the one in Nale Tuso.
Oh, okay.
That one is not the Mandela car.
Okay.
And the Mandela car, there's actually a lot of controversy around where it ended up. Babang ba re felletse Lesotho. The other people say it was sold somewhere overseas. And you know it was actually a last minute
Yeah,
change. Mandela na to tswa ka di Benz mo. Like in opulence.
Yeah, that's the one, 1.1 million.
Opulence.
Jelly, that's the one I was talking about. Yes.
Opulence. No, ya Mandela in LCA.
Asia Mandela.
Why would they sell this thing for 1 million?
1.1 million.
Ridiculous.
Why?
I don't know, bruh.
Why?
And I was thinking, nada Cressida ka 1.1.
Yeah, guys, no, that is just, it's just
Do you
that.
understand?
I'm sure it was a spelling mistake, guys.
No.
Maybe 112.
No, Google now. 1.1
Is it still on the
million.
market?
No, I don't know if it's still on the market because that's from 2021. I don't know whoever bought it. If anyone who bought the car or anyone knows anyone who bought the car, please let us know, guys.
You know,
Because-
I understand Kusheshe, I understand 5 foot,
No,
we're
but
going
then,
last week.
do you understand, Hori? The heritage, because when I was doing the research for the show, ne? And I was thinking, okay, heritage koloi, obviously Cressida itile first, ne? And when you go on to Google, there's just so much information. In Ermelo, Hunalamajitamang, they had a run. Now this year, a couple of months back, they had a run yadi Cressida. Driving from somewhere to Automarket or Emelo. Do you understand? Kadi Cressida mole balatella. Do you understand? So it's actually kiko kasi nyatsing, ne? And to make it even not even worse, but to actually enhance reputation at Cressida, there's a whole kasi go KZN in your neck of the woods that actually die.
For Cressida.
Ba re ke Bamshela kasi ya teng. You understand? And they call it the Toyota Cressida of Bamshela. Da. So the video was that I watched on YouTube was about 3-4 minutes. Ne?
We'll put it up.
Muto hands are fan. Ke Cressida one way. Everywhere you go, ke Cressida. Because, and the one guy saying, you know, this thing, it puts food on the table because what they do, the taxi, the quantum, and the bigger taxis. Bamshela is a rural area. So how na di trata. Ne? So haba fika, but to drop a mo. And you must probably walk 5-6 kilometers to your house. Kadi grocer. So baba di Cressida. But they take you from there.
But that's a comfortable one.
Understand?
Amakundwan.
So now we call them the 4+1 kasi agona Jack.
Small business.
That's a good one. Can I tell you a story about this cup?
So just quickly tell this Bamshela story. So how's na Cressida Bamshela? How
you are a non-entity.
Yeah, how more?
How to live.
Everyone drives a Cressida, puts food on the table. It's the most popular car in Bamshela. So that's my heritage car.
What's your funny story?
For South Africa. Funny story, I think it's the time Alaka Linguta driver got this car, right?
I remember.
And my dad was trying to be cool. There's actually 2 funny stories, but I'll tell you. The one, only know the words Hangate. This guy once laughed at me from school up until Zandling. I'd say I saw. I got moored. This girl. I got moored. Because girl. I fought against this poor boy.
That you started.
And look, I'm not gonna lie.
He was like, love and peace, guys.
Just
so
two-
I like Chapel Gamla.
Just 2 minutes. My stepbrother was being bullied by this boy. Okay. So now I'm like, hey, take it up with me. You know, in the long jump pit, mobu ole, ubuimaja. And this boy moved me, bro. Haketa. Tamalaka comes and fetches us from cricket practice.
Kupa leave.
The man is from the time I got moved. Then he asked for a lift.
This guy didn't want to like.
Tamalaka is like Linda Wasala Kapaja.
How
This guy laughed the whole way. Sorry. I'll never forget.
You know what? I would have never laughed at you, man. The problem is, Skalebala after break. Lo shapa ngamla.
You're very confident.
I was.
Ebafet. Fele. Because this guy could have won that fight. He was arrogant. Mutola face appeal before. So do what you do. Hey, Mr. Ramuke.
Here's the thing. Khale, we always lingamla let's be bolo. You know, they even did a movie White Men Can't Jump. Cause lingamla linyatsa, but lingamla lo linyatsa. Kibana my Englishman. That boy, but unadula plasing. They had a farm. He was tough, Jason Kruger. He was tough.
You'll never forget his
name.
name.
He was blonde guy. I was like, Mosi, I don't want to fight you, man. I don't want to fight you, man. Vanagiti. Zogala. Let's get this over.
This is 94. I'll never forget the name. I'll never forget the long jump pit.
I'm going to find him, you know that. I'm going to find him.
The long jump pit. So that's my story about Cara.
I remember it's that
Linda laughed at me from Kosgela who became Kodladling. When obviously we get off Kodladling and then I must walk him home. I never walked him.
Kavala's stepbrother who was being
to get beaten up. Yeah, so that's my
but what's my story, if I can just contribute here. We actually had two of these. This very one, the color only like I had one exactly like this. So I have this because I showed my siblings a few weeks ago. Hey guys, we could
rich
right now.
1.1 meter. But now again, teaching people how to drive. My father taught a lot of us, even in the community. Across the road, me ana. Namruta drive. Me ana always would be looking at the pedals. That's when I change gear. And my daddy said, "Clutch deep." Every time.
Guys, I'm waiting for 2 minutes, please.
Yeah,
2 minutes.
Yeah. So every time we did that, me ano sheba. That's deep. Ana tolo sheba deep. I can't use paper. I demo do. Yeah, man.
No, these things are fascinating.
Guys are rebuilding these things, back in the airbags, to lower the suspension and that the stance thing, the stance scene. There's a guy Kokatluang, in fact, I think he's on 2 or 3 of them right now. He's got a white one that's very nice. And I thought, okay, it's out and it's so fit. I thought I can take one and rebuild it, but it's too much work.
I think that would be such a beautiful thing. I don't like it. I say 1.1. I mean, a Cressida should be an accessible car. Should be able to pick it up. We look at the one because it was a very comfortable car.
When it came into the market, that's what it aimed to do. Or an accessible, comfortable car for your everyday person. That's why we I mean,
it was accessible.
And all of his friends
had them. Never shoot a white or blue.
The yellow squad.
And Abumswat was a later one. Color coded.
Yeah, color coded.
You remember those things used to be a thing? It has color code bumpers. Wow. And 2 mirrors. I remember there was an advert, 2 mirrors.
Yeah, because you
like
said one
mirror. 2 mirrors. And my dad's like, yes, advanced. The 2 mirrors. It's unnecessary, that thing, eh?
Yeah. So now that's my car.
No, I have a funny story. I mean, I think everyone in this country has got a funny story about the Cressida. You know, cars, you should actually buy cars when they dip. Like when they dip, buy them, and then you probably would have sold.
Yeah.
Because I remember I was in high school. There was a friend of ours. I mean, which friend of mine didn't have this? I was surrounded by teacher friends. Everyone had this car, a blue, a white, all of them 2.4 GLE. Had Tamala is principal ka balege la 2.4 GL. Principal GLE. Highly businessman or GLX.
Yes.
Kapag GLI 6.
GLI 6 is the Cressida before.
Yeah. I remember a friend of ours had the one before, the 2.8 with the digital.
Oh yes, that car.
That's nice.
A brown, chocolate brown with those stripes.
Engine.
Yeah,
the straight
in 2.8.
2.8. Again, they fell at 2.8. Then afterwards was 3 liter, and it had stripes. It was brown, chocolate brown with leather seats. Leather.
Yes.
In my life, I didn't understand it.
Munati.
And then it had 4 electronic windows.
Yes.
And digital speed. No, it was 80s.
No, 80s.
Digital. This one, okay, well, they started building them from the 70s.
The first Cressidas I think came out.
I know.
But it had a digital speed. that day. Couple one time
With the rev counter.
Yeah, the rev counter go team. Because back in it, I fell in that. I fell that it goes and goes and goes. You know, I did. Yes, I did it. I fell in. Number is I'm telling you that yes, I remember the Cressida. It's on my knee. The dad used to be. I fell and turned that. I fell. I get the speed. I get it. Sansa road. 200. You're 220. You don't let the tools in that. I started tools. I won in nix. I started one that is zero.
Yes. Okay.
No, thinking we playing thinking brown, papa. It was brown.
It was brown.
I'll never forget.
Brown is
Never.
smart,
Find. Was? How about Sierra station where go. My dad was a specialist, but we'll talk about that. So, thank you. In fact, what am I? Hi. No, man, not a liver. Nah. I liked cars, then getting give it. Damn. How get 105 for 321?
Yes.
If I remember it, no crash how can I get if I put 1. How can I have once again? That traumatized me, guys. Mama let up a pie. It's me, it's Duncan, it's Daphne, the sister.
The sister, yeah.
So we go there, the mom is driving. You do the camera, you want nix. Can't take patina for zoo. I've never seen shepherd like that. Well, I play a corn. I did not know what that was. But anyways, we get there. Tamawa, it's this is like, Papa, what's that king? Optometrist yakwalwa. And Tamawa king was
Any opportunity.
Yeah.
And there was a good opportunity. I had a papa.
Yes. I think na miza did. Ko do happen so ka mfata git. So halo dula ka pele. Ka tla ka dula ka ta. Ke batla bona le
432.
Ka window zo for control. Ale kwala not le nze ke. Jwale.
Ha o etsa la.
I get you know not le. Just the car, never forget that car. Jesus! I'll overdrive tonight. No! Like 5, 4, 10, 20, 50. 50, 70. Sorry.
Shock and I fell.
Needless to say, sorry, we got there with time to spare.
Yeah. Because let's amakamuchini, Papa.
Hagaya Tati. Tamas. Hola, honey. Hooray. Unana ga Cressida zana go. In Albati in Yeah, anyways, that was my story with the Cressida.
Dope, man.
God. Okay, Micah. God, Jesus. Why did I talk about
it? Sounded like as well.
Needless to say, Cressida is an icon.
You can't talk about Kasi without talking about. And I'm pretty sure everyone's got a story with Cressida.
And you know, it's not even heritage Yabato Babato and Kasi Fela. You know, everyone. I mean, tropong.
Matiche.
Kosgela.
Yeah, no. If you have a Cressida, you are good in a social standing.
Up in the social standing, you know.
Anyways, another
it's
car.
a good car, yeah.
Another car that was everywhere, right? That was popular everywhere. I'll tell you a story again. Again, it includes my dad. So we are 7 of us, lately. There's 5 kids and 2 adults. We're the station wagon, right? So every time we traveled at the back, okay, there'll be 3 of us.
There'll be
3 of us. I'm coming. There'll be 3 of us. It's me, my sister, my brother. My younger sister would sit with my mom in front. The twin would sit at the back, facing oncoming traffic. And then was the same thing. But they get only Then during the two twins could sit at the back and the battle Kenya cross. When we're jolly without my brother because Nasser Mr.
Hot
Teenager.
man, nah,
They
I'm not
had
going.
CD and then we'd chill at the back and have fun.
Okay.
So we're driving, we're in Durban. It's hot. What's that Durban? It's hot as hell.
Humid.
It's humid. We are bothered. We've been driving. I do not.
Aircon ya Cressida.
Sorry, I'm coming. It's
Ke tsela ka ra for the
Station wagon,
Station
hey.
3 liter
wagon.
GLS.
Ha na aircon ya
Yeah,
Cressida.
Cressida.
Sorry, I think it had. I must actually check. I think it had Maranota petrol. So,
Ya fell.
so I don't know why, but do you remember when you were growing up? Driving 400 kilometers felt like a whole
Forever, yeah.
day.
Yeah.
So we'd go to Durban. I mean, I drive to Durban. So we go there. We're from Welcome, obviously. Kiss pit. We are sweating. So I get a cling. This car comes and it parks in it. Brrr. Can never forget the sound. Brrr. Damn it. How can you check out my sheet? There's 2 parents and 2 children, each occupying their seat.
Yes.
What vehicle is that?
VW Caravelle.
Yes. Yes.
Is it two-tone? Is it not?
Caracara.
Is it dark blue and light blue? Remember the
Oh,
dark
it's
blue and light
it's
blue?
okay.
No, it was a Cara. Your one you're talking about. There's
that was a
com-
microbus.
No. The microbus had 2 tones, like properly you could
Yes,
see.
yeah.
The Cara would have a lightish blue and then a dark.
Yes,
Just light. It wouldn't be.
Okay.
It wouldn't be 2 contrasting colors, but you could see it's like they faded it in.
Okay.
But 2.5, I think. Yeah, 1 hour. Hey, Baba. Makushisa kanje la bantu laba.
From
The problem is that I loved. You know, people won't believe this. I used to joke. I love cars. I don't know why. I'm like, ba, kushisa kanje ndoda. Abashi la bantu laba. You know, my dad did the worst mistake you could ever do. I know in the aircon.
Yo.
What do you think a 9-10-year-old is going to say? Why unganayo?
Why unganayo?
He lost his mind. He lost his mind. Hey, shut up! I can pretty imagine that the guy's been driving for 4 hours. He's got 5 children. He is cooped up in a car. And you know, you stop at the BPs and what. Because there's a lot of us, you can't go into Wimpy, so let's Up until today, I hate 2 things. I hate the regular 3 fillets. I don't want that in my car ever. I've got 3 kids. I've got a 7-seater.
Yeah.
Do like occupy your corner, man.
You're traumatized.
Number two, go back. Go back. I go back. Please don't bring Jesus. My. Yes, sir. Ufunuza sandwich in your foot. So tell man. So I said. No, it's traumatized me. Everyone knows that. Everyone, get your corner, Fanagit. Find your corner because you don't understand.
4 hours.
So that's mad. Stop it, you don't. Anyways.
4 hours, yeah.
So that car, it's a combi. That thing, I think it's another classic in this country.
Yeah, no, that one.
It's another classic.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to tell you a story how it starts. You know that it was formulated in the 1947.
Okay.
So, and it wasn't formulated by VW, you know that.
Okay.
There was a guy. Huh?
Oh, carry on.
No, VW was not even interested in this. There's a guy who, Porn. His name is Porn. Not porn, not
okay.
pornography. Porn.
Bon.
Let me
Like
see.
ke ruba ka base le la.
Like I know work up on shop. Why
No, I'm asking,
But what do they call it? That bus when things happen in the bus.
So let me tell you. So Mr. Porn was Mr. Porn. I don't know how to pronounce the Porn. P-O-N.
Okay.
Was a distributor of Beatles outside VW, outside Germany.
Yeah.
So he was making a lot of money. So one day they invite him, come see our factory. He goes there and he sees a Beetle, makeshift Beetle that was a panel van. Like, this thing, how about to make a kumbia or whatever, dude? He went home and he designed it.
Okay.
Mr. Porn. He designed it quite simple. I mean, if you think the first
The
buses,
first one with the big eyes.
and then he actually designed something that was revolutionary. He put the seat on top of the wheels. Now every taxi, he started that. Before that, nel palama trini or lorry. There was no real car that carried a lot of
more
people.
than one, more than what 4 people.
Yes. So they did that. VW did that using the same platform as a Beetle. Same engine.
Okay.
Put windows. Put that thing front. There are 2 windows, which was the first one. The 2 windows at the side and then the V. What?
And it caught on.
It didn't catch on for a while, but eventually it caught on. And then they started making. I mean, what I didn't know is that the more amount of windows you had, the more money you had.
Oh.
Like Nenel was highly penable, the cheaper one, but it was damn slow. And it was called the T3, I think, the first one. No, the T1, the T2. It was launched in March 1960. 1950. It was launched 1960. They upgraded it, and then that is how 1960 actually the free love, bro.
Yeah.
Flower power.
power,
They made
yeah.
it popular because you could fit. It could fit. It was cheap.
Everyone.
Koloi ya
And then-
mahipi.
Man, the South African guy. who
Kramer.
made it popular.
Kramer, the adverts, the advert. I was coming to Kramer.
Bese ke mo lebetse.
Yes.
So we got the T1, but the T1 was produced in Brazil up until recently, like a Beetle. But so they get a T1, then it was a T2, the ones that we know, the bus. Then there was T2 and T3, and all of them still had that whole front. You understand the seats. Even
above
now,
the-
they're
over
still
the engine.
Yes.
because it then allowed you to move you to the front and made it commodious. Commodious.
He's forgetting his
My
own
word.
words.
And now what actually made it even more popular was a panel. There was nothing like that, you understand. And then Ford and everyone started following. But you could put stuff in it, you could move people, you could move hippies, you could move whatever. Then it came into South Africa and Kramer made it famous. With that, I'll put some ads on it. That, and the funny thing is that you move 100. It was comfortable, it was spacious, and then Rona Kasi. I actually did some research on this. Kasi, we started picking it up because of Mamelodi. They started using it as a taxi.
Taxi, okay.
And everyone wanted to. People wanted. I like side. And they would actually change the engines because they were air cooled and water cooled, so they were not very good at.
They were quite problematic. Yeah.
My cousin also, my cousin, had one of these things, a 2.3. That was a tog beast.
Giving
A
blue.
blue.
Get the rob,
That thing,
yes,
for that thing you
Yeah.
push on one. Remember how we did
Yeah,
it?
I once drove.
Woo, it's gorgeous. That one, and that sound. You know that Porsche sort of rear engine.
And that is the last one, Nigeria shapey.
Yeah, and then they did the T.
The
T4.
Yeah.
That also became popular. Like now, if you look at it, the T4, it's been setting trends. Hilux, all these cars, the front, that thing. The T4, high ace. The T4, with the nose, now they put the engine in front because it's easier. I mean, before you'd have to have a link for the gearbox, and that was the first thing to go in those. Remember those gearbox? There was a lovely, it was delicate.
Yeah.
And then the T4, you know, it's that T4 and T5 and T6. Now there's an electric one that's coming out. There was a VR6. They actually, VW actually did the
They
VR6.
did
So
VR6.
you can actually do it now and go off-road. It become,
But
the whole world over, it's one of the best-selling VWs ever.
But to me, when you say Cara, I don't see it past this the bus that everyone knows. I think once we go past that,
you mean T4?
Yeah, where I don't know what you call it.
What-
T4.
what-
Once you go T4 Huyakwana, to me,
No, but
as,
you have
as
to
a
understand.
South African,
You have to understand.
It doesn't look
So
like
it's-
it's part of the same level.
has Cara
So
anymore.
think of it this way. How Bona VW, Kumbinyan, what do you think? Family, fun, going out.
Yes.
It's part of our culture. Ugungamla, you see that, you see family, you see Grovisto, you see...
Whatever, there was a time, Kagiso, bana basgela, all school kids, bana ba tsamaya ka di carabas.
Yes.
Kasi ho notletse tsona fela ele transport e vaisang bana basgela. And I think most of the
But
guys
these are the last ones.
ba bone as time went on hore economically,
I can't.
it can't. It can only take 10 people because now I don't give a F about pleasing people. Get not like a quantum yaga.
Okay, 100.
Get 100 people. But I remember I had friends. Freddy, he had one. He actually had two. Went all the way to the Eastern Cape
To pick up one.
to go buy a kawatailing and drive all the way back. You know, and you'd hear the stories about the whole trip going to the Eastern Cape and back. And then you follow how the car, I mean, I can say AMG, you know, he had good paintwork done against the sound more. Me, myself, and I am Beyonce.
That's gay.
Come on, Ted.
They're sitting in a car.
Ted.
But think about, you know, if you listen to the song, baseline ya thing, ne? So how do you think so if you think about
So when
it
KO
now,
said, "Getting there is pala pala,"
But that's a memory I have, Yale Basi. And we're singing along to Beyonce's song.
How the heritage I want to link it to now.
Beyonce.
Guys, there was a 2.6 exclusive.
That's how I'm going. That's how I'm
There
on
was
my phone,
exclusive.
man. I'm looking for the.
That was the FN car of that time.
Yes.
Up until today, all these cars, all these FN, there was no thing as comfortable as that. Your father would look at it like, yes, yes. Everyone would look at that exclusive, 2.6 exclusive.
The
Did the seat turn? The seats.
No, the cities, I think I'll feel like
You could move them, eh? You could adjust
it's
it.
a manual process.
Yeah, I saw one. Yeah.
I think leather is an option, but they came with that velvety material.
Yeah, velvety. I remember there was one exclusive with that middle thing.
Oh man,
With the aircon.
aircon running.
The 2.6.
There was one a few weeks ago. I see it's off the market now. Go Cape Town. I can't remember how much it was.
Yeah.
I think it was clean and maroon.
Perfect. Yeah. They
And
came in those
exclusive,
beautiful colors. And then it had that bull bar.
Ooh.
It was an optional extra, that bull bar. And it just suited. The external bull bar.
I
But that
know.
thing, I think it was an effing car
No, it
of
was.
that time.
No, it was.
I think now we are still living that in the effing car.
The current one, yeah.
It created that market.
Yeah.
Ke bona banyana
No,
ba re, "Yo, bo Bruce Beetle."
Yo, when ba re etsang ka di festival.
Got that one
And
in
they
the
just
sound.
rock
Eba
up.
bitsa Studla says fair.
In Oscar. In the 90s.
You know, the way I love this Cara thing, I actually even bought one. Not that one, but I've got heritage of Caravelle and I've owned one.
You've owned one.
Ah, beautiful.
I remember you wanted
Beautiful.
it for
Beautiful.
Why did you sell it?
Where I stay now, it wasn't going to make sense. You needed a 4x4, you know. So, but I will own another one.
Yeah, no. If you can find this thing,
I will own another one. I will own another one.
It's one of those.
It's like that 540 I mentioned last week.
Aye.
Kinda what did Jack say? 22 month, 22.6.
22.6. Oh, let's explain. For those people who
Yes,
don't.
Jack kept on saying
22.6, 540.
540. Wow, really? That's why. Jack, what?
I prefaced my remark by saying I'll say it the way Soweto people
say it.
Fair enough. Fair
They
enough.
will get it.
Fair enough. So-
645
Quarter to 7. Okay. So
So-
when now what's your... Before we close on the Cara, are you done with the Cara?
No.
Because it sounds
I've
like
got.
you can't finish. You can't finish.
I'm gonna say something at Cressida. Sorry, I know I'm going back. Cressida, there's a friend of mine. They had two of them, and he had last number. He had a 2.8 and he had a 3 liter. There was a show called On Friday Afresh Le Melanie San. Baby, it's a studio mix. Guys, it's a party. Wow. Hey, Joe, make it wanted. Please, no Cressidas. She was there.
Who said that fresh probably?
Melanie San. Okay, yo, please, no Cressidas, guys.
Oh, hey, tada.
It was in Pinjaga that were higher. That's a million way hunter.
Jack,
Last story.
Do you have anything that you can think of heritage transi? Umfana ka Soweto. Probably the buyer.
My dad's very, very first car. Lights of a grass cut. Honda Ballet.
Oh, yeah.
Lifielo. Lifielo.
Yes,
Facts,
fine.
bro.
You're
Ke fela ya
rich.
jazz na
Yeah,
oh
ya Melo.
That rona go ka sine re bitsa grass car.
Ne re bitsa dog.
I was also
Yes,
dog.
dog,
Double
yes.
over at camp.
Yeah,
It's a
dog.
dog.
Yeah.
16 bells.
Yeah.
In a 5-star.
Yeah, the thing is nice.
I think I was like 5 or 6 years old. We were, my gran had gone to church and whatnot, so it was me and my cousins, Nago Charate. And we were playing music. Wahopola mus, Neranale, Kanana Vitsan, where the stereo that had sections.
Never reach a woman. You know, I actually went Bata techniques. I've got that. I've got in a little LP, in a cassette, in a what you call mesh. Nearly into one disc.
But before the 5
That was a
disc,
proper. That was a proper disc.
before the 5 disc option.
Yeah.
We had one
Go to that rack in Angley, the turntable at the top,
tuner.
the tuner interface,
MC.
cassette, and then input outlass. Yeah.
And then a little rich bell equalizer.
Yeah. Yeah. Equalizer would be right in front.
Yeah. But the equalizer got
We had
tired of looking for it.
So my gran had gone to church and left me and my cousins. Yeah, go charate. You know what I mean? So we turned up the music and we were throwing a party, bro. Like we were having a really good time.
Yeah.
Ne, Marano, it was getting late in the afternoon, but my 4:30 to 5. Plus I remember it was winter.
Yeah.
Hey, my dad drove down the road. Go to know, my grandmother's house is facing Stra.
Yeah.
So it's at the bottom of a T
Yeah.
junction. Bro, we didn't see that man come from anywhere.
It was a really feel. You're in shit. The way our parents just make us with nothing.
That party
Yeah.
very fast and slow at the same time because we had to run around and try and get rid of the evidence. But obviously, we were playing
There was
music
another one.
outside in the yard. Color jumping.
All jumpy.
Ah,
I'm
yeah.
not sure, but you still think you
What
can get
happened to
away
Honda, Mark, guys?
with-
I mean, you used to create
Honda
beautiful. Kappa, was
nice
it?
cars.
But again, I remember when I was, the design of things was important. Honda, you could see that's a Honda from a year away. Cressida, square. Are Mutuana Trolanka Hula,
Are,
a
1, 2,
Troya,
3.
but that was beautiful. Sierra Olare, I get in the grill. I get in the grill, get overheat. And that's what he did. You could see, you could differentiate cars. Like, I remember the Sierra was Sapphire. Gia, my dad wanted. Okay, no, another story for another day. But you could different. I mean, the Honda that you're talking about. No, na le ngwe tswanga ka e rema ka plate silver.
Yeah.
Like it pop. There was also dog, but it had one. You see these lights now.
A two-door.
Yeah, it was a 2-door. Prelude.
It was a Prelude, yeah.
Prelude.
Do you know what used to drive me crazy about that Honda? I know this is simple, but I loved it. That dashboard.
Yeah. That.
Ne? And then plus Letai Malaga is one of those. He's not a fancy person. Mara onda sophisticated. So he'll buy that box ya Kleenex.
Yes.
Ah, that's Honda. That one that Honda. And people that they were rich, chief. They were.
That is Honda.
Open about you this small Mercedes.
After 3 or 4 of those tissues pop up,
It's
color
a-
changes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Ning white.
Yes. And what's my
And you're not allowed to touch them.
When Jack,
Oh,
Jack
Tina-
mentioned the Honda,
You saw that.
I saw that. Ke bone dashboard e le ka
In the link-
in the link twin
Twin
saver.
savers.
Yes,
Yeah.
ya di kala kala
With
mo
the
le
digital
dutse mo le
clock just
easy.
below.
Ah,
So-
Yeah.
I downloaded that.
In a little like.
Yeah.
No, that's-
So there was design. I think that's what's missing now.
I think they're trying to stand out now, but it just they don't look good. Look at the R types and all of that now.
Like I'm saying, all of
look
the
nice.
cars, all of the cars at the
They
back
don't
have
look
got that
nice.
one. All of them have got one.
What
Yeah, you
happened
can.
to the Civic broke my heart.
Yeah,
Bana
the Civic
kepisa
R.
mabuchwa. You know, kepisa-
Yeah, like look at the Civic. Yeah.
That
was
man, that
beautiful.
yeah, the VTEC.
What about
The
you
VTEC.
saying,
This is one of the things that Honda just became old.
Someone must have lost his job or left.
No,
for
it just
another
became.
company.
They just decided to choose another market.
Maybe it was an Asian thing because Toyota as well from the RSI. There was
Yeah.
an RSI after the one that I mentioned. But somewhere along the line, they just
Ho na le moo ba
they run
accident
X,
Toyota,
and look where
Yeah,
VW is with the
RXI,
GTI.
yeah, they just-
even Opel pushed on with the OPCs. You know, then Toyota was nowhere. But now they're coming.
You reckon? Cadet, that's the one. The GS, that's super boss.
Super
We used to-
boss.
Then after this, ho latla
TS.
di-IS le
TS.
di-TS. Wa tseba TS
It was
ha ke-
banned.
ha ke nahana ke hopo ke bona fela lengamla la legata
Yeah.
ha le sheba nako le re boya bole bore so watch it
That's rather elaborate.
That's very elaborate.
No, but you
O
know
lo sa pa club.
those parts ba na le so akere
Na le
morolo
boya,
mo kana ha sheba nako ro kata o shapa ka go a sheba nako ya no geslanda like that's what I think when I think they got banned.
I mean, look at that. I mean, there was cars. Remember, there was a Sierra XR8.
Yeah,
XR6 and
XR8 was
yeah.
banned. There was a TS.
Yeah. Johan Stanner King,
I think the
the one
XR8.
that he used to commit robberies.
Yes, XR8,
Yeah,
I think.
XR8.
That's the
Yeah.
one that got banned.
Yes, and then there was a
Because
TS.
it was
But
faster than
TS,
police cars.
but TS, I think it was
TS
got
was
banned.
mental.
It was
For its
it
time,
couldn't
that thing was
turn.
crazy.
Is
It couldn't turn.
Couldn't turn.
It
Top
couldn't
steer was
turn.
hectic. Yeah.
You couldn't turn.
It struggled. Got top steer, hence many accidents.
Yeah, the weight was so speed when you turn. You know what torque steer is, okay? Okay.
Okay, no.
No, okay, let me explain to those who don't know. Torque steer is when the front turn and the car goes zzz,
Okay.
and then that's torque steer. No, torque steer is when the car pulls away. Like I get a front wheel drive, it's got two wheels, but it pulls with one. If you accelerate hard, it pulls one side. I'm sure you've had that with the front wheel drive. It generally pulls one
Never
side.
driven very fast cars.
Okay, but then there's torque steer, and then what's that? Understeer.
Understeer.
When you're turning and it doesn't turn, and then oversteer is
it
at the
takes such a
back.
bigger
Ilahla-
circle.
Oh,
yeah.
Lasaka is.
So I think the TS, the biggest problem was that.
And then I think the last one eke hopolang in a fellas fighting king Uno
Table.
No turbo.
turbo.
And then they rat and
Nigga,
That
it was
thing
gonna kill you though.
fast. No, how to get it? It
It was light with a, and it was a small engine. It was what 1 point. It was a turbocharged though. And I think the back then the turbo was a surprise. It was a surprise. You're like, whoa. And then top steer, jiggy, what up? Hold it. It's fun. I think that was, it
Yeah,
was
no.
like all tables.
Those things were too quick for them.
Punch.
For themselves.
They didn't help, and there was nothing else to protect you
But I
inside.
still say, if you can get hold of any of these cars, guys, keep them.
Keep them to be nice.
And I think the guys maybe saying that we can't mention. I think we might have so
Please
many.
share.
And give us the names.
Please share. The names. Cara, Lepangas, Sistine, Selesele. There was a Mazda, ne?
Yeah, 323.
Why did you like those cars?
Dombolo.
Hey, you also had that. Tamara Letleva, one Selesele, Cressida.
You know.
Kentucky
Rounder, Brown Dash. It's about Brown Dash. Corolla ya Brown Dash. Literally because the dashboard is
Was brown. Oh,
so they call it Brown Dash because the dashboard.
Oh
was
wow,
brown.
that's nice. Yeah.
So names that you
And they don't have that now, eh?
I know it's just normal.
Envelope.
Envelope.
Yes.
Anaconda.
Anaconda.
BM has had a lot.
BM has lots.
Teardrop.
No, but specifically
Dolphin.
the E39 5 Series. Remember Kabzela had a white
Kabzela,
one?
yeah.
The first time BMW
Yeah.
got those daytime
The-
lights
yes,
around.
yes.
The eyes look like Anaconda.
Anaconda.
Kabzela wants Anaconda Kamramo windscreen.
Wow. I
Nagana takes.
remember another one in a 3 Series Dolphin.
Dolphin.
And then Batway Renegades. Back then, I pizza Doleza.
Doleza,
The
yeah,
soccer
yeah,
coach,
yeah.
Paul Doleza.
Yes.
Yeah, so
Envelope, I remember the
guys,
envelope.
The guys must send us the names.
I still want one of those.
Oh,
with
and
a two-tone.
crucially, I struggle with this, I suppose, because I love these cars. An E30 3 Series ke potsotso.
Potsotso.
Ha se kusheshe.
Gusheshe Kefi.
Kusheshe
Is
is
the
specifically
the
a 325
yes,
IS.
IS.
Not
Yeah.
any E30,
Yes.
no.
So when
now
IS
I got 18 no, you don't kusheshe. You don't.
IS is
Gusheshe
Kusheshe.
IS.
Yes. Potsotso ke
325
333.
IS.
And then
But the whole
325i.
range, the E30 ke potso.
But then ho na le Bogatti hape. Bogatti ke eng ke 325i. No, but they call that.
Sorry. Hey.
Bogatti.
Bogatti. 3 series tsa nako o di bitsang 3 mang?
E30.
E30. If
Both silver bumper and black bumper.
and black
And then
bumper.
the Honda buanga ne rebisa fielo because it was low, ne feeling it.
I
Yeah.
guess
So when Tony buys a grass car.
Yeah, when it was lawnmower. Yes.
All
Can
right.
open a lawnmower.
So
yeah.
still on heritage, ne? Sports.
Wait, sorry, before you go. Sorry, it came now to my mind. Do you know why it was called the Kushesh?
No.
Because Nelukule Ditsuhut.
Oh, Gushesh.
And Habaza Fatma
Akshesh. Oh, there was this thing. There was a show of this guy. Abuagayon.
Motho ba re o maka o. But
But
I
that
don't
guy, the
know.
way I
The way I
Arafana ut one. I'm fine. I colored that thing. And I could hear that cows. Whenever it was starting.
what do they call Kima? Tra or something. He was trending on social media.
No, the way he
He's a
described the
former
thing.
jailbird.
Oh, yeah.
Naliko scheme.
Yeah.
He stole 500 cars or whatever.
I'm sure he exaggerated, but you have to understand.
Mari, you have to understand. You
Yeah, exaggerated. Adam Fan started it over. He started it over. It one. It what bang upon the fan in Ganzite? Usuya Fanagate.
And I'm sure back in those days, sports stars, Marikana, I think the soccer guys, Banabasa.
Never can the eggs.
No, wait. I said I'm sure. I'm not. And what's about
I'm sure.
I'm sure.
I'm sure, Marrakesh.
I'm sure it's not sure.
I'm sure, Marrakesh.
I'm sure. So I think it was something that sports players back in the days wanted to have.
They wanted
I remember one of the old soccer, I won't mention a name. He was a legend. Adlala Kaizer Chiefs. How gay the taxing kitla Josie he. And I meet this guy. Repalama taxi really too. And you know, for me,
Nearly yellow boat.
how to say that? And you know, for me, I always thought how Mona TV. I always thought but he was just like everyone else, you know. He probably decided to focus on other things than
Buying cars
and stuff. So sports heritage, I could say beware now, or you guys, I mean, you would know someone athleting sports.
I remember there was one that sports I feel like I called for. These were I was still looking at them in the magazine. Golf 4 had that blue interior. Remember, the GTI had that blue interior. You know what I'm talking about. He came and he parked. Go scale. I pagada. I can say, I won't mention names too. Yes. I like Muti.
I think
Ajabana hick.
I think Rona go when they used to call it Vitstech. Yes, that's bra. We used to see a lot of.
I know we saw a lot of things, but
and it was nice to see them in
good cars,
in
actually.
good cars, but how bona moba fell lang thing at the end of the day, it's actually quite sad.
It's gonna dampen a nice show.
Let's not even talk about the brokenness, but let's talk about, I think, when your earliest soccer or not even soccer memories. You're not a sports person.
Rugby, I suppose.
Rugby. You played rugby at quite a high level.
Is it? Thank you. And I'll take that as a compliment.
Oh, well, he doesn't even know. But anyway, you did.
Yeah, okay.
Did you have any moments that you might now and then moment that I remember about you? But anyway,
these are bad, man. No, man. I suppose. No, look, I don't want to get all racial and stuff, but I was playing rugby at a time where it was predominantly white. And the things you'd see, the microbuses going to these faraway tournaments, and us three would be...
We'd walk.
Yeah, and we'd get into a bus, and so that's tempering. So I'm not we'll talk about that one day, that, yeah, it's sad.
So I remember a quick one with this one. I don't know who we're playing against. I don't know what happened to his pants. Because we were forwards. He was a lock, I was a prop, right? So,
Oh my God.
Linda gets into space. Linda's going, bruh.
Naza
The
yao.
try line. From nowhere, the pants.
But you have to understand.
I don't know what happened. The pants just went to food.
You fall.
Like,
But and
and now it was one of those in a derby, and it's full. Linda will go, and I'm like, yeah, this is my nigga.
we're doing it. We are doing
And
it.
people are like, go.
Yeah.
But there was no one around him, and the pants just went. But Linda.
But guys, I can open a henu. Never regular Naza. Yeah, for the next 6 years. Don't ever.
And then you know there's a funny thing.
And I'm not quick. The funny
He
thing.
he could have gone this, right? Atwara bolo. But he was like, I want to score this try.
No,
And
but I
secure
was
the
holding.
ball.
I'm not a fast. Look, if you're forward, one of the things you are trained to do, hold the ball like no one's business, fall, look the other way. That's it. Drilled to your head. You fall, you look the other way. Hold it. Do you think I'm thinking trial?
Also, you didn't expect it, I guess.
Yeah.
He wasn't expecting, yeah. He wasn't
And I got a gap. Yeah.
And unfortunately, she didn't. And probably
I actually had forgotten that story. You know that.
Probably had he scored the try, we were winning the game.
I can't even
For your
remember.
coach, it's a yo, Linda
It's done. And this stupid shit. End it. And it is done. And it's done. It's done. I got a woo. I'm pissed off.
Oh my God.
I'm never talking to this nigga. I mean, that was one of the most embarrassing moments.
But he literally did. Now that's it's one of
That was a good one, but it's your turn.
it was one of my funny moments in sports that I had with my nigga.
Yeah. God, I had forgotten
so
that.
now where did you were sportsman? He says he
was good at-
alleges
Rugby?
he played basketball.
Rugby.
He played.
Wait.
He ran.
Basketball.
High school.
High school.
He was. He actually. You know, there was a time he sent us. He was playing against some workers, young boys.
This guy also sent it.
I thought, hey,
5 minutes video, ne?
Not
He never
one.
scored once.
Not once. Leaders, you can see. Hi, I was showing these boys a thing or two. What a queen. What a queen. What a queen.
You guys have to spice it up. Fortunately, I've got receipts. I was scoring. And 2, it's the kid that was recording that was breathing hard. I was on the court crying.
Okay.
So your allegations, I'm reading on
He
the
ran
touch
fast.
sheet. He ran fast, 400 meters.
And relay.
Relay.
He almost made the SA swim team.
No,
Yes.
I never
He
said
knows
that.
the full length.
I never
He
said
does
that,
what?
But anyway,
Eh, basketball.
I
Superstar.
played ball.
Michael Jordan no
Soccer.
mutseba so.
Yeah,
So.
So. They went to the same camp, apparently.
So. And go for the thing get apartheid.
Mamba
Apartheid
mentality
matters.
Bolo, I mean, and here's heritage.
Dr. Kumar.
Here's
Oh, tada.
heritage for you, except for Linda.
Yeah.
Everyone here has played street ball, even including you.
I hated it.
Diski, ne? How le out here, kasi? You must. Linda gets it.
You know what I hated? I've got 2 left feet. That's standard. And then, but
What
what?
was I goal here?
Hey, ukampa goalie, but like how that palo, how not goalie. Oh, this is so Luna, and you don't play football. Like ha, chibo boy, ha.
And quickly, just before we go to your moment, ne?
I mean-
Ha re bua kasi, and you think about heritage ya ball, like re bua ka what we went through. You know how Nelo no na le mfano mo nga mokhutswane.
He'd always.
Ne? He's the one that had the proper soccer ball.
Eh.
Ne?
La munenga.
Tlamela dlala.
Yeah, I live work.
O tsamaya ka
Hey,
diski,
hey.
tlamela
Wa
ngala. This thing, ne? Ke kasi e nngwe le nngwe. You get those people.
Oh, wa
Number
kgomo.
2, o thola ba di hlotse But no, not like yours. There's a specific head. Baba bitang bojomo.
Eh.
Ne? There's a
Dangerous. Dangerous. Kofela.
Oskatellam Joma.
Now I'm still maintaining that there's a link between that. And there's a link.
There is no
I've
way.
never met Mutalel Khwemto pasa se ball. Hey.
Wherever, and it's become
Hopefully let me feel this tag. So this guy Joman. Harry Polo.
I mean, look at the great Jomoson himself, right?
Last time.
He nakomba. This boy, I don't know. He said, "Oh man, let's leave that." We're not about to but he now recently nzakomba Tito wa Pirates. And Zamokomba this thing yaw hata bolo and he doesn't approve of it. Why bamufile 10? So there's this whole issue about the number 10 go Pirates because it was actually retired.
Is it?
Yeah, after Jomo played that. And that is, I think, the greatest honor any soccer player or any player can get, where a T-shirt gets retired after you wear it, or you were the last. The one and only, you know. So yeah, Nikki, I was just talking about those. Sorry to cut off your 2 minutes.
Yeah. But Ngabza.
Yeah. My next door neighbor, Rona Nerumita Kopi.
Ali dangerous.
Bashebe kaofela bo skapi malatsi. Bo gift le remri nana le molodi. Nana le molodi.
I don't know.
No, I look, I have no specific heritage story, but obviously around Diski, growing up, watching Batala Kulpuku, which slightly still happens till today, you know, and players like Botito, you know, the game is becoming boring. You know, yes, it's efficient, moves the ball and all that, but if you can bring in that flavor and still be productive, man, that's South African football.
But the problem is that you're not productive.
No, but you can be. No, speaking about Tito, I've seen him being wasteful, but then I've seen him, the one game, more like the right midfield position, I trap him not a passer, Shwapha 1-2, Mara, what penetrate up. It's just that, really, as I'm fit, die ball, but that for me was entertaining South African football, and which could have had a good result.
And I think that,
and for me, that's my heritage. That's what I want to see.
But I think that's
entertainment.
You know, South America.
He's going
to. Yeah, I know he's lying. We'll find a story.
No, he's lying.
Yeah, if you find two, so please give us a story.
Now you do not play sports. Everyone has got an embarrassing story.
No, two sanka
so what a saka story.
I
have no embarrassing story. No, I was okay. I was decent.
Look, guys, I lost my train of thought.
Meniscus is what tore? What was happening? What were you doing?
No, I was much older than little timer.
Yeah. You never play sport.
What are you talking about? I played in primary school.
On the microphone. I told you to stop eating.
Leave me, I'm hungry.
Look, you know, actually talking about that thing, you know, the soccer thing. Sorry
I'll think.
The soccer, the football that we used to play. I think you're onto something. I mean, South America, they've got this sort of football. Flavor. Yeah, I think we should have not let go of it.
The important thing, flavor should always
score.
Have an outcome, a positive outcome.
So
look, guys, whatever video, please send us the video. So we'll play them as a reel.
Just quickly, anyone can send us a video, 1 minute video. Tell us about heritage. You can talk about heritage Goloi. You can talk about sports. We've said our funny stories. 1 minute. And the top 3 will win
T-shirts.
One of one that card T-shirt.
And there'll only be 3. There's only
there's only 3 now, so there'll be 6.
6. Jacket?
No,
there'll be 8.
So the guys, but it's just these ones, the heritage, ne?
Yeah, but they'll be different. Yeah. Not the head.
Yeah, they'll have different things. So you guys,
maybe we should actually put a card thing.
Send us videos, voice notes, and then let's hear what you say.
Cool.